Oh, good evening. Good evening. Good to be back on the closing argument tonight. Uh, Today is the last day of October 2023, and we are back on the closing argument show for tonight. It's always good to be on this great platform to keep the Liberian people informed about what's happening in our political arena. Um, Wherever you are, I want to say welcome. We are live on Truth FM, also on Hot FM, and on 36 local radio stations throughout Liberia. And it's exciting to be back, and we look forward to having a wonderful show tonight. Uh, Monrovia, Liberia, throughout Liberia is calm. Everybody's going about the normal business. Everybody's focused on the November 14th runoff elections and getting ready to make history in our country. Make no mistake, Liberians are all involved and ensuring that the voices are heard on November 14th. As you are aware, uh, negotiations are taking place between the two remaining parties, the ruling CDC, and of course, the opposition Unity Party. But again, let me just welcome some of our regular guests, our regular viewers to the show. Helena Rose Flomo, watching from Lower Maigibi, Augustine Pine, Papi Solo, Sese Sekou, watching from my comfort zone in Monrovia. Of course, my sister Yvonne Adigabi, watching from all the way in New Jersey, USA. Chokun J. Latrobe, watching from North Dakota. Christian Roberts, Big Smoke Goody Williams from Sydney, Australia. Momo Kamara from RIA. Chrisley Godson Sisse from Pipeline, Cookspoon Hill. Jada Washington. Christian Roberts, Mambu Mumbu from North Dakota. So it's good to be back, and we have a lot to discuss tonight. As I said, this is a very important time in our country, and everyone seems to be involved with the political process in the country. I also want to recognize Garment Jensen from PA, Joe Crew Governor Letnam from Mamba Point, James F. Collor from Benjamin City, Lofa County. Wow, all the way in Lofa County. Anthony Yuma Bakar from Accra, Ghana. Man Son from Somalia. Please share the YouTube link. Okay. Guys, Truth FM and O'Neill, if you're listening, can you please send me the link for the YouTube, the YouTube link so that I can share it? Or you guys please share the link for the YouTube. Also, I see Honorable Kra from Morocco, Monique Walker, Erasmus Prolific Brown from Ghana, Jackie G. Dassit, Veronica Sikpa, watching from Philadelphia, Banoyan Walker from District 17 in Brownsville, Aloysius Banks. You are all watching the show. Welcome, guys, and it's good to be back, as I said, on the closing argument. Tonight we'll be having as our guest the Honorable Ali Sila. He is the national campaign manager of the opposition All Liberian Coalition Party of ARCOP. I think ARCOP came fourth place in the just ended presidential race in the first round, and they are a very strategic party. They they have they prepared. They are in discussions with both parties in to seek they're seeking an endorsement. So ACRA they are a very strategic party and very important in this process. And it's good to have the national campaign manager, Mr. Ali Silah, will be here tonight to interact with us. So, but for the meantime, I just want to say that all is well in Monrovia, Liberia, and throughout Liberia. Everyone going about their normal business. I also see Roland Perry watching, Papi Solo, Ibrahim Toure, Dolo Sama watching from Blaine, Minnesota, Benedict Gade, and so forth, brother. Guys, let me just share something with you guys. When we on social media, we on Facebook, I see most of the time people going at each other. But today I was at a restaurant, a Cadiz restaurant, and it was an interesting time. I saw the CDC National Campaign Manager, the Honorable Len Eugene Nangbe. He was there. Also, one of the supporter of former Vice President Boyka, Attorney Kofi Woods. Also saw the Youth and Sport Minister Zilga Wilson. Also, I saw Ko Bangalu Ko from the UP, and they were all interacting. They're laughing, shaking hands, interacting. The two parties that are going for the runoff. The officials were there interacting, and everybody laughing and shaking hands and cracking jokes. But on Facebook, it's different. You go on social media, people there, they're attacking each other, fighting. And the main actors who are involved, they are not at each other's throats. Meet each other, they're hugging each other and cracking joke and just making fun, That's how it should be. And that's what's happening, and that's how it should be. But honestly, when we on social media, we are each doing my podcast and so forth. Like today, I think that Honorable Yeke Kuruba, he called me, he blasted me today. He said you're blacking. Well, he blacked me. He blacked my number today. But later on, I called a different number. I said, oh man, Yeke. He said, oh, I told you I was gonna black your number, right? I said, hey, Yeke. He said, I call your phone because somebody will answer your phone. What's wrong with you? So but Yeke on black me and we talk, we have some joke. But just to say that it's not about it's not that serious. People take it to be so serious. People take it to be personal and so forth. But it shouldn't be that way. We should be able to interact with one another, disagree to agree. Right now, you have your side. You choose your side. If you support the CDC, the other person support the UP. You shouldn't be going at each other through cussing somebody and trying to. And that's what I just can't comprehend. Why people are just insulting. Somebody make the decision, and the person believe in President Weah. They want President Weah to be the president for another 6 more years as a person's choice. But somebody will go and start to describe the person and insult the person, call their names. Our brother Costa decided to endorse President Weah here in his party. The next thing, people have said things, for all sides. People that are supporting Boyka today have said the worst things about him too, and they didn't get insulted. They have said this made some statements that they didn't warrant. It's up to them. I think people should leave it with posterity. Let posterity be the judge instead of you attacking someone and cussing someone. I don't think it's fair. It's not good. For me, I just so much at times you just don't even pay attention to the insults and the attacks. It will keep coming. But I just pray that we will elevate our national debate our national discourse, and we will uh, make progress. Um, so I just pray and hope that we continue in that direction. Uh, so it will be a good thing that we elevate the debate and stopped the personal attacks. Uh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So in the meantime, let us prepare to have a good show, and also why at that we keep our country in our prayers and thoughts, so that we should have a peaceful runoff elections on November 14th, and that whoever becomes the winner will accept the victory with magnanimity, and the person who will be the loser will be gracious in defeat, and we can move our country forward. But for now, uh, take your side and make your case known. I don't think you should be insulting each other. That's my point. Uh, and in another development, today, yesterday there was this story about rumors going around that Senator Snow from Bummy had left, resigned from the CDC campaign team, and was about to endorse the UP. But today, that was debunked. He had a press conference, and he sent me the press conference. The copy sent me the press conference too, and he clarified that. Him and Jala, if you guys got the press conference from Senator Snow, can you put it up for me small? Let me get the people listen to him. Um, and so forth. You guys have the press conference from Snow? Can I send it to you? Let me send it to you. So if you can, Aaron, if you can put it up, if you have, you can put it up. Harry, can you hear me? I can't hear you though.
You get it, man?
I'm hearing you now.
Okay, we are about to place it out. Just wait in the course of 2 minutes. We'll get it done.
Yeah. So yeah, back. While we're waiting, let me just go again and recognize some of our regular viewers before I bring in our guest for tonight, Helena Rose. Are you ready? Uh, Herman Jala, you ready?
Can we play it now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
A lot of text messages. I've been listening to the radio,
We give volume.
papers, with varieties of speculations. To include that they on rumors that appeared in the Liberian media yesterday. So this time I'd like to welcome you
Video for
to
video for.
this and to address whatever concerns you have regarding
Yeah, so thank you for the opportunity to see us. Yesterday there was this rumor about how you are disenchanted and you have left the CDC campaign team. And some of the reasons which are not given was that because uh, of the inclusion of or the endorsement of talk show host Karen Costa. What is the situation with you and the CDC? Are you still on course?
on my own as an adult. I decided to support the re-election bid of President Weah. It's not my prerogative to decide or to take my faculty. There may be others as well in the CDC or other places that may have problems with me too. And I wouldn't expect them to leave because I'm included. I may have an option if your information or speculation is right. Maybe if there's someone in campaign that I feel we should not be in the same room, I will excuse them. But that would not make me to jump ship or to divorce myself from the Southwest campaign. I still enjoy the confidence of the president. Um,
So you,
I'm still a member of his campaign team, and I'll still be actively involved with his re-election bid in the West Indies.
in the midst of all the rumors yesterday, you quote unquote switched off your phones because of numerous calls. You put it back on, and why did you? Since in fact there was no such decision taken by you as being it was rumored.
Well, maybe you misconstrued me as a woman spoke. If you do recall, I attended a major public hearing yesterday, and during the hearing, there were a lot of calls coming because of the same rumor. And I was playing a very active role in that public hearing as regards the Peabody agreement. So it was only right that hearing that I had interest in to switch off my phone to attend the hearing. And after that, I tried to
Have you spoken to the president?
yeah, as a matter of fact, it was the president I was talking to just now when I walked outside. When you saw me just now, it was the president. The president asked me regularly. We spoke yesterday, we spoke this morning, we had breakfast, we spoke to his afternoon just now. So the president have a very good relationship, very, very good relationship, and there's nothing at all, there's no beef with the president.
Who have been concerned that when did you realize that some of these things weren't good, that now you are speaking on it? How do you respond to some of these things?
That's a normal question people always ask politicians, why now, why this, why that. There is no right time, there is no wrong time to do the right thing. I believe that as a member of the legislature, I've been here since 2000. I've always had a strong stance on issues of national concern. Maybe because every issue that has come, I've done spoken that way. So, but check my record. I mean, some of you are young journalists, some of you are not really covered the legislature, you may not know my track record. I see Okari is here, I see Suba is here, even Henry is here, I see Devon behind there. So I see people here that have covered the legislature and know my stance that I've taken in this legislature over the years. So it's not new. But again, some people don't really have not really followed, so they think it's new. But it's not new. When there's something good, I will say it. When it's bad, I will say it. And if I don't speak, it doesn't mean that I'm for or against. It's just maybe I'm not ready to speak. I don't have the necessary information yet. But I will always remain strong on national issues. And maybe if you need to hear us more, you hear us more. But we'll remain very strong. We represent. This job is a difficult job. When you come here to represent people, you have to take into account that it's not about your personal interest, but the people that you represent. And sometimes when we come on top, it's not personal. We don't have personal issues with people, but we have the interest of the people that we represent. And if we have not done it to your satisfaction over the period, we try to up our game to make sure we do it properly.
Yeah, so yes. I mean, you promised at the beginning of this whole exercise to deliver Western Liberia or Bobby to President We. Are you still committed to this?
Well, fortunately, the election has gone to a runoff on the 14th of November. As you know, the election was very competitive. It was not a walk through the park election. It was a very competitive election. Now there are two candidates in the election. With whatever gaps that we did not fill up in the first round that gave us, maybe I would say, bloody nose, for lack of better word of being a politician in the first round. We'll make sure that we correct those gaps and make a comeback in the runoff.
Yeah.
Did not drop one human being in the moment, and that was Mr. Sobodole. He was in America. He came down for the campaign. Did not drop. Everyone have that record. Mr. Dole, who we endorsed 1 week to the election, had about 15,000 votes. President Weah also had the same 15,000 votes. So it tells you that Mr. Dole, who we work with on the ground to lobby and mobilize the support of the city, Mr. Dole came first in Sender District in the senatorial election. He defeated all the candidates in Tomalin, where I'm based. He came first in Clay District. He came second in Durham District. He came second in Swamaka District, and he came second in Ted District. He was consistent throughout the election. There was one place that the senator-elect won. It was in Ted District. And again, like I said, we did not factor in those thousands of voters that were trucked into Bomi County. So I know the people of Bomi spoke. They spoke very
My second question is, have you called the senator-elect Talo to tell him congratulations?
Your second question is
Senator, a follow-up to that, do you think it's timely
what?
endorsement of La Costa?
Okay. So
Current Jada, we're all set. We can start the show now. The guest is seated. Okay, if the guest is seated now, I think we can get the show going. So we'd like to welcome our guest tonight. What's going on, sir? What's going on? Okay, back to we want to welcome our guest tonight, El Haji Soleimani Oman Selah, commonly known as Ali Selah. Mr. Selah is the national campaign manager of the opposition Liberian Coalition Party, the party that came fourth in October 10th presidential elections in Liberia. ACOP came third. Fourth. Yeah. ACOP came third. They came third. Maybe he will correct me, but I'm sure they came third. And he's a diplomat, and he's based in the Middle East, where he represents the country as a consummate diplomat. But it's good to have him. And Dr. Peabody, the Keff Hassan, welcome, guys. Today we have the national campaign manager of ACOP. As you are aware, ACOP is in negotiations with the ruling CDC and the Opposition Unity Party. They both are seeking the endorsement. And whoever gets ACOP is key to that, is key for that party, because ACOP position in the country in the just ended elections, and they are very strategic, and they have the voters, especially in Montserrat County and other parts of Liberia. So before we bring in Mr. Selah, Keff and Peabody, just give me and give your thoughts about what's being discussed tonight.
Well, I think it's good to see Tomalin, good to see Keff, and good to see Mr. Selah. I think this is a very crucial stage in our election, and I think ACO play a formidable role in the democratic process of our country, and I think any party having them on their side will definitely will can see the impact. We'll see the impact. Will have some greater impact on this coming election. So I think they have been around for a while and play a major role. So I think make the mistake that if you grab ACO at this time, you probably can say I'm looking forward to marching to victory. So they are very crucial, and I'm looking forward to engaging him. I'm looking forward to their role or what they want to see or what is their requirement when it comes to the conditions when it comes to selecting to actually endorse in one of the two parties for this November 14 election.
Yes, Kev.
Well, I want to say hi to everybody. Mr. Sila, how are you? Welcome to the closing argument.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Sila, welcome to the closing argument. It's a pleasure to have you. Again, it's not easy time at this time of the what's happening in the country. You're a very busy man. You have multiple meetings that you're attending. Every second your phone is ringing. You're in meetings and so forth. So it's a pleasure to have you. And just first of all, how's the family and how's everything at your end?
Well, thank you, and thank you for inviting me. This is my first time on the closing argument, and I'm glad to see the transition from the panelists from a spoon to closing argument. I think you guys are doing well. So I've been following some of the discussions that you guys are having. I think it's very good for our democracy, and we really appreciate the level of work you guys have done on this platform. So I'm glad to be here as the national campaign manager of the All Liberal Coalition Party. I'm glad to be here to talk about what we did, our strategy to get us where we are today. And I think we are at a pivotal time in these elections, especially the runoff. And hopefully we'll also have discussion about the new government coming, the expectation of the new government, and as well as the role that ACO might play in this process of the new. So I'm glad to be.
Thank you, Mr. Sila. They just ended the elections, October 10th. Oh, man, bad feedback. Guys, can everybody mute?
There's some feedback coming from your. I think it's coming from your end, Tomalin. Mr. Sila, can you mute? Let's see.
Oh, sure.
Okay, it's coming from Mr. Sila and
Yeah, I hope you can adjust it. Yes, I was about. I hope you're gonna make an adjustment. But guys, as I was saying earlier, and the question about the ask Mr. Sila is, the last election in 2017, I think ACOB, the place they took this time around, they weren't at that place, and to ask them, where they are, because depending on the position in the first round, makes you an important player. That people will be seeking your endorsement, but okay, Mr. Sila is back. Yeah, so Mr. Sila, first of all, let me tell you, just tell us about the ACO performance in the last election, in the first round. People are surprised. People are shocked that you accumulated thousands of
Well,
votes. Can you just share with us?
Kimberly,
Yeah.
Coalition
Okay.
Party is a very old party. It's one of those traditional political institutions of Liberia, a huge base across the country. ACO is a party that will even get vote in Grand Sign, Maryland. Places that we have not even gone will get vote there because of the traditional connectivities of the party. Um, Old since 1996, we were founded, participated in 1997, as well as 2005 elections. 1997, we came third. In 2005, we came fifth. Yes, the number was not impressive, but the ranking was so good, such a way. So when we started this whole rebranding process, you have to remember now, ACO was there almost in coma for 18 years. So when we started the rebranding process in 2018, a lot of people underestimated our work because many of us were in various political institutions. I was one time in the Unity Party. There were other people who were in the CDC, the Liberty Party, and what have you. And when we decided to come together, we knew what we wanted. So we developed a lot of different strategy to get us where we are. So the first thing we did a retreat, looking at the institution first, ACO first, how we're going to restructure the party, how we're going to rebrand the party, because the party was associated with two elections that we did not do well. And rebranding the party, meaning getting a lot of different people, different actors, so they can participate in the foul march of the institution. And then resuscitating the structures of the party, which of course across the country in the 15 counties. So I was appointed by then the acting chairman as the chief strategy of the rebranding. So I visited all of the counties, especially during the COVID period. We visited all of the county. We tried to rebrand the party through that structure, and also to scouting good potential people to be able to occupy positions within the county structures. So we did the county structure, we did the women league, we did the youth league, we also established the other council across the country. So after the COVID, we started doing a lot of our political mobilizations all around. We started doing all of our political mobilizations all around. The first place we started was Mosurado. We visited a popular area where our constituents were, because you have to remember now, Tomalin and the Panelists. In 2005, Laji G.B. Krumah, then the standard bearer of the party, endorsed the CDC in 2005. In 2011, he also endorsed the Unity Party in 2011 as well as 2017. So what happened is the base of the party, partisans who were carried in 2005, also carried in 2017, remain in these political institutions. So for us, when we're coming back to the political land, we have to really work very hard to get them back into the party structure. And that's what we did. So our message was very clear about the homecoming, about how we'll get most of our people back into the party. And we were very successful in mobilizing our people back into the party. Look, the other thing we also did after the retreat, we decided to develop the party manifesto that will carry us to the elections. And that manifesto, we popularized the manifesto on different thematic areas, whether it's education, whether it's urban climate change. In fact, our manifesto was so groundbreaking. It was the only manifesto in these elections, in the 2020 elections, that looked at climate change. No other political party manifesto addressed climate change the way we did. We also look at the area of road. We say we could do 9,000 kilometers of road in 3 years. We also said that we could move the country economy from where we are to $1.6 billion in 3 years. So our manifesto was very clear. We also look at the mantra of our party that talk about freedom, justice, and political inclusion. So these were the messages that we took in terms of mobilizing our people in such a way to get us where we are. So during the voter registration, we did a massive voter civic education, about registering people. We went across at least 8 counties, and I was appointed first by the standard bearer as head of Team Camara. So I took that Team Camara with the message during the voter registration period, went into in-county, encouraging our people, encouraging our constituents to register. So whatever we did, whatever number that you're looking at today in terms of the ranking, these numbers are reflections of our work that we did over the years in getting our people. So we use grassroots political mobilization, and then community organizing, and know where our constituents were, and we went after them. I mean, this number is very small. Our projection when we develop our campaign strategy, our projection was anywhere between 225,000 to 350,000. But I mean, these elections, I don't know why the numbers did not come based on our anticipation. But that was our projection based on our campaign strategy. And the campaign strategy was so groundbreaking. How we tackle the youth, how we tackle the student populations, the unskilled youth, how we tackle the traditional leaders, how we tackle the religious leader. And our message was very clear. When we stuck with our message, this is why when you saw us, when we launched on September 10th, you saw Mama cry. And that cry was this, and I went on the radio and I said that we're going to produce human tsunami, and people were estimating why I was sitting on that particular day, and it reflected during the launch, and I think that was the pretty much the litmus test of the result that you see here today with the ranking of 4 in terms of these elections.
Yes, yes. In fact, it's true though. When our club launched in September, indeed, you showed the political landscape was shaken. Everybody was like, "Oh my God!" But many people didn't know that they perhaps overlooking our club. And during your launch, people got to reawakening. But let's get to the real business. ACOP, right now, we saw pictures with ACOP officials, especially the standard bearer, with Hussein Kamara. We saw him with President Weah. We also see him with former Vice President Boyka, and the two of them are in the runoff. And it's no secret that both parties are after you guys for endorsement. So where are we right now? Where are we in the discussion? Where are we? The country is on edge. Everybody waiting to hear from ACOP. So where are we right now?
Well, I think the first thing is, I mean, these conversations, obviously, when you rank, as we rank, and believe in me, Tomalin and the other panelists, our vote is a block. It's a block. It's a block vote. So obviously, based on that block vote, everybody's going to come after us. Yes, we have had conversations between the two actors who are running in the runoff. His Excellency President Josh Manawia, we have had conversations with him. The standard bearer also had conversation with Ambassador Boyka, His Excellency Ambassador Boyka. Also, too, there were 2 committees that were set up, and that committee was a technical committee to look at areas of interest of the party, especially the areas of our political manifesto, and the things that really meant well, the things that our constituents been yearning for over the years. The things that they want to see Liberia align with the region. And yes, the role is one of them. The healthcare delivery system is another one. Education is another area. The area of corruption is another area of concern for our political party. Human rights is another particular area. And then our political manifesto, our mantra of our party talk about freedom, justice, and political inclusion. So when the technical team was set up from the All Liberal Coalition Party to meet and engage people who were calling the team of Unity Party and CDC, we decided to come up with propositions for our negotiation. And those propositions come out of the talking points that we told the Liberian people that we campaign that we campaign with. Religious tolerance is another area. Areas of faith-based institutions having subsidies in the government coffer areas of government of inclusions, obviously. There's another area. The concern that we have, the way the country is moved to the southeastern belt. That's another concern in terms of governance. We have serious concern about that. And how do we shift the country so the country can be balanced in terms of governance structure? So these are areas of our concern, and these are areas that we offer to the two political parties. I think it was like 13 counts, 13 thematic areas of governance offer to the two political institutions, and they have to do their own technical details and then come back to us, and then subsequently it will move to the National Executive Committee and the standard bearer, and they will do a final endorsement of who we think that we're going to support in the runoff. We want to be a little bit different from other political parties, really. And if you speak to any of these, the two political parties that we talk about, our approach is a lot different from any political party, especially the runoff. Other people just go there and be seeking job because of personal interest. But for us, as a political institution, we want to make sure that the people who voted us, their voices must be heard and must be reflected in whatsoever government, in whosoever win this election. It must be reflected in their 90-day deliverables or their 100-day deliverable or their 100 days action plan in the first year. It must be reflected there because we campaign on these messages. And the good thing about how our system is that no single person can win 50+1. So a call for other political parties to be involved in the governing process of the country and to have reflections of their political manifesto in the operations of your deliverables in the new government. So our engagement was something meaningful for Liberia, not just for our political party alone, but for Liberia in general, Liberians at large in general. And when we met with them, and we put forth Liberia first before even talking about government of inclusion. And that's what we did. And you can ask people from the Unity Party or from the CDC about how these negotiations are ongoing. We have not yet signed any document to any of these political parties. I know people are hearing rumors here, there, and that we are going to the CDC or to the Unity Party, but we've not signed any MOU. And there will going to be an MOU signed between whosoever that we endorse, and not just the MOU alone. People have to start doing some verbal commitment on their radio station that when I win these elections, we will commit ourselves to our 90-day deliverables on these particular issues that we'll agree upon, and then we can go forward with our endorsement.
Okay, let me bring in the other panelists. Welcome to Lofa, welcome Robert. But Keff Hassan, you have a question. What are your questions?
Okay, Mr. Stila, you talk about one of your biggest proposal. You talk about religious tolerance. Good that you mute, because you talk about religious tolerance. Because I want you to listen to something if that will kind of shape your decision. But before and you listen to it, how big is how important that will be part of your decision making on religious tolerance? Yeah, you can go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can go. You can.
Oh, yes, in terms of religious tolerance, look, we want to align Liberia with Sierra Leone, Guinea, La Côte d'Ivoire, Mali, Ghana, Nigeria. When we talk about religious tolerance in Liberia, we have a constitution that is vividly clear about being secular. But every year we celebrate Christmas in Liberia. Yeah, people will come up with these petty arguments that Christmas is not legislated, but yet there's proclamations to establish that Christmas is a national holiday. No government administrative agency work on that particular day. to have a balanced field, to have a level playing field. We are calling for religious holiday for the Muslim community as well, because our constituents, many of our constituents, not just our constituents, I think it would be a stronger embedment of the reflections of what the Constitution meant for all Liberians about being circular, and we are very much advocating for that. That Liberia can have a national holiday for the Muslim community, and that's part of one of our major propositions in our negotiations. So, if anybody who think they can legislate laws through the legislature and to pass it, not just to legislate law alone, the president of the Republic of Liberia have some very, very powerful power, like the executive order. The executive order can call for proclamation to establish a holiday, And I think if any president win this particular election, you can call for that because you don't want part of your citizens in Liberia marginalized based on this particular argument. This thing been around for so many years. And political actors must also understand that when people are part and parcel of a country, they must be represented and recognized. So we are calling on a religious holiday, which of course will reflect an Islamic holiday for the Muslim population. So the balance, the Christmas or Eid al-Fitr or Eid al-Adha, which is Ibrahim Day or Ramadan Day, to just balance it. Every year, the Ministry of State, have budgetary allotment to celebrate Christmas. Why is it that the same Ministry of State don't have budgetary allotment to celebrate Eid al-Adha or Eid al-Fitr, which is Ibrahim Day or Ramadan Day as well?
Right. Listen, I understand because I'm a Madigo man, born Muslim from the Muslim background. I know how much my late mother tried, and she went to Mecca twice. So I know what the religion means to me. But I will play something for you that I'll play something for you that hurt me so much. It become personal to me, and I think all my Muslim brother and sisters should listen to this. Will help shape their decision. Let me play this for you. Can you just mute a little bit so I can play the picture? Can you just mute a little bit? This church was the main cause of Muslim religion not to expand too much here. Not only in Puerto District, not only in Liberia, but the help of this church was extended in Guinea and Sierra Leone. The Guineans, the Sierra Leoneans, they are all aware of the contribution of this church. Church youth is on the this church was the main cause of Muslim religion not to expand too much here. We are grateful to all of you. Okay, Mr. Silla, I think I don't know if you listened to it because he went. Okay.
Yes. I listened to the clip. I think this clip here been around for a little while. I listened to it.
Okay, so you're familiar with the tip. Okay. As a Muslim, I know that it's very, very important to support somebody who actually wants to wipe out Muslims. He went to Loka, the same Imam Boka went to Loka and speaking and thanking people and saying in a way to wipe out Muslims. How can ALCO sit on the table and have a discussion with an individual who actually don't want to see your existence? It baffles me. And it's painful. It's painful.
and I will have a sit down with your standard bearer, because not even saying want to consider, but even have a sit down. The first thing he should do, he should apologize for that statement. He should come out and make a clear apology, and he should not be considered. I don't know how big is that to alcohol, but you talk about religious tolerance. I get stopped to the airport every time. I know how it hurt me because of my name. I get stopped to the airport, especially after 9/11. I get stopped all the time. It's crazy. But to get stuff like that from my own people, so sometimes when I saw the picture with him, with alcohol, it hurts. To see a man who don't want to see that people, and you know, and you know the history of the war. What happened to us, Madingos? You know that. I wish he can come back, because this is very important. How can you say stuff like this, guys, and you want to seeking the endorsements, but you don't want to see them. You are thanking people. You want to wipe them out of the face of Liberia. Matter of fact, you want to chase them in Guinea and in Sierra Leone. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Try in Guinea. So what will happen now? You want to put people in Guinea, in Sierra Leone, against Liberia. And that is a danger we will have. So before he comes as a moderator, I don't know if the guy's there, before he come and answer it, to share what I just put out.
Well, yeah, waiting for Ali. He will come back. I just ask a question when he comes back. But guys, you
Okay,
can wait in.
okay, I think
He's
he's
back.
coming back, right? Okay.
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
have to answer the question.
yeah, Mr. Ali, I want you to speak on that, please, Mr. Silami. Sorry. Something with his. Can you speak on that, Mr. Sila?
Yeah, when he's speaking, let everybody mute that. Just mute. So when he's speaking.
Okay. I think there's a delay also. Mr. Sila, are you hearing us? Are you hearing us? I don't think he's hearing us. Are you hearing us, Mr. Sila? Somebody, you want to reach him by phone if you're hearing us? I don't think he's getting us.
It appears to be a lot of delay. So it's probably not getting us.
But you guys can wait until we get him settled. You guys can wait. Dr. Peabody, you guys can wait.
Well, Kelly, you raise a very strong point here, especially in this day and time that we live in, and that's considering our almost 20 something years of civil war and comments like that.
Yeah, he's gonna make some adjustments. Okay, I just talked to him.
Comments like that, that bring division among our people. It's not necessary these days. Folks come up and make these statements about folks from the Mandingo tribe. They say, people saying all kinds of things. But I wanted to allude to another thing that the ACO chairman to talk about, Alhaji Kurman. I think CDC had the park the other day that was part of the Invincible Park was named in his honor. But I'm interested to hear from him. He met with VP Boaka, met with President Weah. What did they tell him? I want to know whether they asked for endorsement or what we want to know what was the discussion. What did VP tell you? What did President Weah? You may not want to go into details, but I just need to know that piece. Did anybody ask for endorsement, or it was just a friendly conversation, and stuff like that? I'll be interested in hearing that on the discussion. But look, man, ACO is a powerful force in Nigeria. Take it or leave it, they play a major role. We saw the last election uh, where they brought thousands of people out there. So, as I said earlier, anybody having ACO on the side, man, that's a plus. That's a big plus for them. Because I know how united the folks of that party, how they are. They what the leader tells them is what they will follow. So, well, I hope he comes back. I'm looking forward to actually my question.
Yeah, just for the guys coming. Look, right now is a crucial time. Just before I got on the show, I know the CPB had a meeting tonight again. They've been having meetings and so forth. Same way in the ACOP. So the two parties are in serious discussion with both parties. Uh, so it's a crucial time, and people are making that, like, people are trying to, like he said earlier, it's not about jobs or other stuff, but they're also they're trying to put their platform into the conversation too. Yeah, what they want to see done, and that's what happening right now is going to it. And so all these people come up with these on Facebook. Like yesterday, I saw the UP guys were saying Edwin Snow, and I texted him, I called him, and then today he had a press conference and reaffirmed his support to the CDC and so forth. I know again people were saying big endorsement, but again, the discussions are ongoing, and it's not an easy thing. Our politics, where we are reached now, is that it's not like you can just go and the one that's going and talk to people, and then you sign, so we're all set. Everyone got to get involved. But Robert and Julius, you guys can weigh in.
Julius, you want to Venom?
Go ahead.
Look, I'm listening, and I'm stuck in the standstill traffic in Atlanta, so I'm comfortable, I'm safe. But I think it's very interesting, and I like the trend, right? This trend where political parties are more so discussing principal issues, right? Issues that are dear to their hearts, that they ran things that are on their platform, and they want to have some sort of commitment, which I think is great. But I would love to hear from though. Just based like Unity Party have been there for 50 years, and we have been there for 6 years. So when he talks about religious tolerance, when he talks about all of these things, and I gotta mention, agree with him. I for one for all, affiliation. We are Liberians. And as a country in this 21st century, we've got to come to a place where we understand what brings us together, right? I don't think Liberia turns into, and I have to say, these are very difficult conversations. What would change as a country and its principal foundations, right? If we legislated a holiday for our Muslim brothers. Everyone says happy Eid at the climax of fasting in our country. There's a celebration that is done in Liberia. What would happen if we legislate a holiday for our Muslim brothers. So I think we've got to come to these discussions with an open mind, and we got to have and ask all of the questions. But I agree with him. The question, though, that these guys will have to answer is, how do we determine which of the two can actually implement these? And I mean, I think it's a difficult question. I think it's a difficult thing to ask, and it's a difficult thing to analyze. But you have to look at the record of both parties. One has been there for 12 years, and the other have been there for 6 years. Which of these two parties have actually, show some sort of sign of uniting all Liberians, irrespective of ethnicity, irrespective of religious affiliation, irrespective of what dialect we speak? Which government, which party have already said, look, we are all Liberians? This is a difficult thing to do, but I think that our Muslim brothers are part of us. They are Liberians. I mean, one religious affiliation does not make them less of Liberian than the other. And so I seriously concur with these guys. But again, this will be a difficult thing for them. And I wanted to ask him, since he's back on, before he answer Kev, a question from your perspective, as a seller. What is religious tolerance for you? From your perspective, what would you consider, and what would your partisans consider religious tolerance? And I want you to answer this question. Which of the two parties, which of the two leaders do you think, even if they've not implemented what you're asking for, do you think comes close to your trust, regardless of the MOU, that they will give you your word? They've built a relationship with the Muslim community, and they will give you your word, and you can trust that these things will happen. Which of the two candidates? Thank you.
Yeah, Barbara, thank you. Thank you. And I think I just wanted to go back to Keith questions that he was asking before I got caught up. Look, this our positions here is not to go back and forth with individuals having oppositions on the different religion. I think if we narrow this bigger conversation in terms of this legislation to individuals having their own biases or their prejudice position on this, I think we'll miss the point. You have the two largest religions in Liberia, which is Islam and Christianity, and then one of the religion.
How I can finally manage.
Yeah, his phone, his line, the internet is really bad. So,
Yeah. Welcome to Liberia, right?
But I think it's a very interesting conversation, though. I mean, I think it's a conversation we should be having. It's a very interesting conversation.
Well, I mean, most definitely, Robert. The good thing about it is the fact that all of us are willing to engage in these kind of conversations and not to shy away from it. I am not one of those who's big on religion. Yes, of course. I mean, I have my own belief, but I'm not big on religion. But I think with the country that we find ourselves to be a part of, it's very important that some of these things are addressed. And it is very important that people are given the needed voices. People are given the opportunity to be a part of institutions that they can impact, regardless of your political, excuse me, your religious belief. Political institutions were meant to bring people together and hopefully to foster some kind of idea and agenda in the best interest of the country. But to see that people appear to be a little bit nervous about allowing other people based on their religion, to move about freely, contribute. I think it is something that is scary, but I really hope, based on what we just played, the audio that is just played here with that video, hopefully, I really want to get his answer. I want to get his reaction as per the statement that was made by the former Vice President, Joseph Boakai. I just really want to get Mr. Sila's response to that, and then hopefully based on that, I'll come up with other questions about that. But I'm just a little concerned because when I heard that, I was wondering as to what he really meant when he said this church was one of the institutions that actually stopped the growth of the Muslim community. Okay, so what does that say to us about Honorable Boykai? I'm really concerned to know what that speaks to when Mr. Silas respond.
Uh, uh,
By the way, Tomalin, when he gets back, probably this will help him out. Tell him to lower his microphone. Let him lower the microphone so that it's not that loud, and that's why it's causing that extra echo to come in like that. Let me just lower the microphone a little bit.
Yes, look, you know, today's Halloween in the U.S. My daughter called me and showed me a Halloween costume. She says she's I guess she's I won't laugh. Halloween thing. I said you almost scared me. I thought her costume almost scared me. But guys, you know, it's a very interesting time in this country. You know, especially so. For this is my first time seeing in a runoff election so far where discussions are as negotiations taking place. People are not just coming up and say, well, I will endorse you this way. People are really putting the issues involved, putting it on the table. Okay. And people are making say this is what I want to see happen. Make some commitment to these things that we told our people wanted to do. But since we're not the one to be the next governing party, this is what we want to see happen, and they're all part of it. But let's welcome Mr. Ali again. He's back on the show. Go ahead, Ali.
Yeah, man. I'm actually, I don't know why the internet, or I don't know why the internet just keeps going back and forth. Um, and you know, I even have like two phone, tablet, and it just keep going back and forth. But you know, I think Keith asked a very good question, and then Robert also to ask questions. Look, we don't have interest in individuals' positions. We're talking about the greatest good of Liberia and Liberian lives, and the symbol for peace and reconciliation start with national healing. The process that we talk about, it just set the country for bigger national reconciliation or national healing. That's one. But I also don't want to narrow our conversation just on this particular proposition. In that proposition, we also have the land dispute in Nima County. How do we get restitutions for the rightful owners of the land, you know, so the right owners of the land in Nima County? That's part of our proposition. Also, our propositions also talk about good governance, the process of governance. You know, whether you like it or not, the CDC government being associated with the Southeast a little bit more. How do we balance the process of good governance in our
Wow. Can he do the phone? Maybe.
Lufa,
Yeah.
the advice you were giving, can you please when can you give that advice to him? Maybe it will help.
Okay. Sure.
Yes, but guys, in the meantime, look, as I said earlier, it's an interesting time, and I'm telling you, just imagine the campaign ends, the runoff campaign ends November 12th. Tomorrow is the first. That means people have exactly 11 days. So now, but at the same time, mind you, people are campaigning. The campaign is going on. People are all over the country campaigning, right? And they are multitasking, you know, as you're talking to someone at the same time you're campaigning, you here, there, yonder, you know, and everybody's involved though. Everybody's involved in this discussion, and people are. I mean, you can't beat it. But Josila back.
I think this internet is getting me frustrated a little bit, but but we're having a very good conversation on these issues that who we're going to endorse. Um, it's not just going to be a personal endorsement. It's going to be national uh, deliverables in terms of good governance. It's going to be the issue of justice, freedom, and political inclusion. I think those are the things that our party value in our manifesto also too must be reflections of the two-party 100-day deliverables. We're not saying that you have to implement all of them, but you need to inculcate some of the things that we talk about in terms of our propositions for endorsement. And I think any party that agree to the provisions, the propositions that we think that we can believe it. We also think that when we sign the MOU, before we sign the MOU, you'll commit yourself to it. Public be the judge, because it's so important for the public to be the judge. In many instances, you see in these kind of agreement or these kind of negotiation, people say yes, 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 I will do it, and they don't do it. And if you don't make the negotiation or the outcome of the negotiation, if you don't popularize the outcome of the negotiation, then the public cannot be the judge. For us, the public has to be the judge. Our partisans have to be the judge, because as a political institutions, we are there to protect the interests of our partisans. We are there to talk about the privileges of our partisans, to elevate it to national level. That's what political parties are all to do. The grievances in the society and how you tie some of those a little bit grievances to the national level. So we are involved in it. We're going to make sure that people are accountable for their actions. If not, then we'll start to, remind you uh, about the promises that you made to Liberian people during the negotiation. And I think political parties must always be ready to remind political actors of what they're supposed to do. Even in our manifesto talk about how do you intend to manage the economy. You need to tell us how do you intend to manage the economy. Uh, 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 you know, how you intend to, address the issues of uh, human rights in the country. How you intend to do that? What some of the things you need to do so we can at least know before we go for investment. Liberia right now, these elections is a critical period for all of us as Liberians. So we're going to be a lot different from all other political parties who are going into these negotiations. Our thing going to be policy driven negotiation. So if you agree to some of these policies, how you inculcate that to your 90-day deliverables. And I think if we believe that you will be able to do that, we don't have no other option but to endorse that. But if we don't think that any of these political parties can inculcate some of these things that we're talking about, then we don't need to. We can remain neutral. Partisans can go and support whoever they want to support. But our thing is to make sure that our concerns for our partisans will be highlighted to the level that it can be considered either legislation or implementation of policy in the new government. And I think that's what we are doing.
Can I ask you a question though? Because we don't have much time. So what you like you said, not realistic to say that they will implement all of those plans. So from your party's perspective, what would be considered top two? All right. Number one, number two, what's the timeline, right? Campaign ends the 4th. So what is the timeline for this endorsement to be effective? And number three, I really want you to specifically speak to the tip that was played by Keff. What does it concern you that the leader of Unity Party in that tone? I mean, if elected, Joseph Walker will call the shots. And if pretty on him back, is that back for you?
You're muted.
Repeat that because the internet was breaking. Can you repeat that?
let me repeat that. So, number one, like you said, it's going to be unrealistic to think that they will implement all of those plans. So, what will you consider your top two priorities? Right? What would you consider? I need these two done, if nothing else. Number two, what is the timeline? Because we don't have much time. Elections ends on the 12th, right? So, to make this endorsement effective, what is the timeline? Number three, at the end of the day, the leader, whoever is elected, will be the one calling the shots. So just listening to Joseph Boakai speak the way he did, is that a concerning factor for you or the party?
Oh yes, Robert. Yes. I mean, look, we already have conversations with the two parties. It's just a matter of their reactions, and then the two parties have met, and the committee submitted the report to the national chairman as well as the standard bearer, and even tomorrow there will be a meeting of the national executive committee meeting. They'll be looking at the report and trying to take a definite positions on the report. And then from there will be the next phase of the MOU. And then it doesn't take long. How long to draft an MOU? Once we agree to all of the different propositions, you draft the MOU, you make some commitment, you start talking about it, we are ready to go. You know, so yes, it's not going to take long. Maybe in the next 24 hours or the next 48 hours, I think things should be done. We've been going back and forth about this process even before the National Election Commission give the final result. So it's not going to take long at all. I think anytime in the next 48 hours, you should hear like a big bang from the All Abroad Coalition Party.
So
And also, I wanted to
what
add,
are two priorities?
this.
Yeah, what are two?
What I what? I didn't hear
What
that.
are two priorities? Like, what would you consider a priority?
I mean, they're all priorities, right? But then you get priorities in priorities, right? they're all
So would you
they're
like to
all priorities. But then
you
you
like
have
to see?
you can prioritize the priorities, right? But they're
Would
all
you like to
priorities.
see?
But you can prioritize
You
the
like to
priorities.
see? Would you like to see a national holiday for Muslim legislated? Would you like to see that more so than anything else?
Yeah, I think. Look, in our lifetime, I think Robert, you appreciate like we have representations of what the Constitution look like in our lifetime. We want to align the Liberia with the region. This is part of our political understanding how the region look like. We all live in the West. We know what it means to be a country where your rights and your privileges are recognized. So for us in our lifetime, I think this will be big for even in the president to be able to legislate this particular law. I think it will be a very good thing for you. It will be a good legacy if you no more in power anymore. I think the Liberian poor will appreciate this level of reconciliation, this level of national healing that you'll be able to demonstrate besides this particular.
But let me come in. Let me ask you this.
As I
Let
said
me ask you this,
earlier,
Mr.
as I
Silla. Let
said
me ask
earlier,
you- Okay,
yeah.
go ahead. No, go ahead. You were saying I don't want to cut
Yeah,
you
as I
off.
said earlier, yeah, no, let me just finish. As I said earlier, I mean, we're just talking about this, but this is not the biggest among all of them. Yes, it means um, we really strongly want this, but we have other provisions, other propositions in the discussions. The restitutions of the rightful owner of the land in Nimba County. That's another big thing. The eminent domain that Madam Celine gave grant implemented for the market grant. How do you lift that eminent domain? So implementations of the Musability uh, 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 committee. So I mean, these are things that we think that is good for our partisan because we campaign on these things. And we told the Liberian people when we want to campaign that when we win, we'll make sure all of these particular provisions have been implemented in our government. Yes, we did not win, but we need to continue to do political activism for the constituents that voted us. Yeah.
But Sila, let me
Go
ask you
ahead.
this.
You were trying to say.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this question. You met
Go ahead,
with
Peabody. Go ahead, Peabody.
you met with Vice President Bwaka. You met with President Weah. I'm curious to know, what did they tell you? Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get into the details of the discussions, but we met. We put forward our positions. They also too responded on some of these propositions. I mean, the two party, responded to some of the propositions. So the executive committee have to review them and then take a definite position on them. Yeah.
Well,
But I don't want to get into some of the details of the
some folks
discussion.
some folks from the CDC, were saying that your former chairman, Chairman Alhaji Kamal, was honored at the Elizabeth Park, and and we were recognized and made an honor on his behalf, and showing that the CDC government has demonstrated that for you people, honoring Kurman, naming part of the park, area of the park in his honor, all of that have really come close to identify with you guys. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, but GB was an iconic hero. Not just for the Madingo community or the Muslim community. He was a statesman, obviously. He contributed to football development and youth development in Liberia. So yes, we appreciate he's one of the person that got all of us involved what we're doing today from his background. He's kinsman. Some of us are involved in political activities because of the role that he played over the years. So we cherish him very, very hard. But he founded this political party. I came back to this political party because of his contribution to not just the Madimbo, the Muslim community, but the Liberian community at large. That's why I came to the party in 2018. That his dream and aspirations of our people, our folk, should not die. And when we started the rebranding in 2018, we got his blessing at the time he was alive. We got his blessing. We started to, do all of the necessary work. You have to remember too that before we even launched, we did the unveiling of the political leader in November of 2021, and that was one of the biggest gathering of political activities in Liberia. And when we showcased Honorable Kamara, and lots of people thought then we shook the fabric of the political understanding in Liberia in November 2001. And then we decided to go on the ground and start to do our serious political mobilization. And then when we came back out, and we're not even on the radio, we're not even talking about, our activities, but we're doing a lot of soul searching, we're doing a lot of political mobilization on the ground. And that's why you saw the results you saw.
How soon you guys
in
expect to
the
make a
launch.
decision? The time is, you just got 14 more days. How soon you guys expect to do an endorsement of the two parties? It's just 14 more days left.
Say that one more time. The internet.
I say you have just 14 more days left. How soon you guys expect to make an
Yeah.
endorsement? Internet.
Yeah.
You guys want the people in tough negotiation, and you're trying to you guys want to hold on to the guy. You're calling the guy. You guys, the discussion are ongoing, and they have a meeting tomorrow. You guys better want to get out corner the guy though. But
Well,
I enjoying it though.
Tom,
Let
let me be honest with you.
me weigh in something, please, very quickly. The feedback is very, very terrible actually. So
Yeah.
I'm recommending that if they are guests, they come out the studio. I think that'll be much better, but it's very bad for the radio actually. I think
Yeah.
you guys can like weigh in that and then
Yeah.
just try to implement that.
Yep, I agree 100%. Yep.
Because
Yeah.
in the The
Yeah.
guy right there, and a lot because his mic, I don't know, he's got a mic connected to the laptop, and it's just cutting a whole lot. Mr.
Can
Sila,
you
can
draw
you
my phone?
explore?
Can he take the mic?
Right.
Can he take the mic off the laptop?
Yeah, take the mic off. Can you
So
use
when they are guests, they just come at the radio station. That would be much better.
that would be much better because you already have the technical know-how in the radio station. You can better do
Yeah,
that.
but for now, let's see if you can take the mic from the computer. Can you, Mr. Sila?
Could you probably use your phone instead of using
Call him, Tomalin. This thing is
just
bad.
call
It's
him and
really
then
bad.
I mean, the conversation, yeah, definitely is not good for your audience as well, especially the people trying to get the information here, the fight about these negotiations. You know, a lot of time we only hear that these political parties have negotiated in order for something to make an endorsement. And a lot of us who are citizens and we just end up having to live with what they present to us. Oh, we endorse this party. And some people say, well, I don't like the idea. So hopefully tonight we can kind of see. I'm yet to really get the idea as to what they're looking for specifically. You know,
You want to
Lufa, go
The
ahead.
thing is, Lufa, because one thing I wanted to get from him, the values, which what you actually, Robert actually a top two and all those things. So, um, when Alco is looking at values and who you align yourself with politically, uh, who actually know you, who actually be by your side, all those things, versus somebody who actually think that your existence is not needed, and in Liberia, it's very important. It's very, you know for example, in America here, you guys know, you say you anti-Jewish, you forget it. You can be you can win nothing in this place. you know you I remember a senator who was running in Virginia say something against the Indian community. That was it. Career finished. So it's certain things that you do that should be a no-no. So that particular video should be a no-no. Should be a no-no for the JMB people. It's no-no because this is big, Lofa. Dr. Peabody, you find yourself as a strong religious man, but this is big. This is big because you cannot be anti-Christianity. You survive. You cannot do that. The world we're living in now is a big thing. So I don't think he should be disqualified. Not only for alcohol, he should be disqualified, not even wrong for position. So this is very, 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 very big because there's a serious thing around the world. You know.
Yeah.
I think let's
What,
do the
can you hear me?
radio. Yeah, but he got okay.
Okay, guys, we'll use the phone. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah,
Ali
that's
is on.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
Ali, on live.
Yeah. So thank you. I'm very sorry for the internet. In fact, I have like almost 4 different gadgets, but that's it. But really, let me. I think the questions you guys are asking are very good, but we're not going to just stick to one issue on this particular thing. We have been driving this for some time now, so it's very much we are in a concluding stage to be able to go ahead with the endorsement. Which way we go, that is in the purview of the National Executive Committee along with the standard bearer. Yeah, but we're also doing some survey of our partisans in the Vera community. We are listening to them. Some of their plan, which party we should support. All of those things are the information will be informing the decisions that we take.
Turn the other mic off.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just there you go.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah. So that will be informing our decisions that we take in the next 40-hour maximum, really.
Okay. Let me get. Somebody
Let me,
got.
yeah, I
Go
got a
ahead.
quick question. Let me just throw this in there real quick.
Go ahead.
So Mr. Silla, again, thanks for being so patient with us here. But my question here, based on your, your recent meeting with both political parties, which of these parties or manifesto aligns with what you have thus far? Which of them?
Well, I don't want to be, very biased on my view, but
Okay.
it will be discussed at the national level, the National Executive Committee level, and then the decision will be taken. Because if I come now publicly and say this time, it will be misconstrued in so many different ways. So sometimes as a stakeholder of a political party, you want to let the process take its course. And you know very well when you're having these discussions, yes, you align with manifesto, but also there are other different areas of interest, whether it's the process of governance, whether the process of resuscitating the economy, whether the process of security, whether the process of rural connectivity. So there are different conversations that people are going to be having before the decisions come to the concluding stage. So I'm not going to say like this political party manifesto align with our political party manifesto, then I will be a bit biased. People will say, "Oh, man, I already taken sides." So I want the process to take its course, and so other people can have their own interpretations of the process, and to own the process in such a way that we all participate. I think for me that is the position I want to take.
So Tomalin, just a quick follow up to that. Mr. Silla, I'm pretty sure you, like you alluded to earlier, you said you guys are in consultation with your partisans as well. As you guys are engaging your partisans, how are they leaning when they are discussing the issue of manifesto? When you bring into them the discussion that was held with these two political parties and you're doing your own assessment, how will you weigh which direction vast majority of your partisans are leaning? In which direction are they leaning?
Well, honestly speaking, people can lean in different ways. It could be emotional. It could be, physical attraction. It could be maybe the campaign euphoria. It could be the campaign visibility or the campaign logistics. It could be the campaign messages. So people can be leaning different ways. When you're doing this kind of work, you key all of these things out, you sort them out, you go to the core issue, the matter of the political institutions, the deeper understandings of what the partisans want. And I think if you look at our propositions, these are all things that our partisans want. So our job is, yes, they can be leaning, is to bring them back to the center so we can have a genuine and meaningful conversations about where we're going. And I think our partisans understand that yes, we're going to go back to them with these kind of focus group discussions on the different thematic areas of their interest, because we are in it for their interest and the party interest and Liberian interest at large. So they can understand where we are, where we stand, and which direction we are going. So yes, it's good we are listening to them, but also we're going to be very comprehensive with the process, and to make sure that they understand that this is where we want to go, and if it's in your interest. And that's why you have leaders, and leaders do the heavy lifting and go back to the to their constituents and tell them the X, Y, and Z. And that's exactly what we are doing.
Okay, Josila, let me come in. I know that I know you are not the leader of the party, but you are a very important man in the discussion. I'm aware of that. You are very important. Your role is key. Where you sit right now, you are involved in bringing a major investment to Liberia from the opposition. That will create jobs and will be a huge benefit to the Liberian economy. And I know they say government is continuity, but besides that, your present role, your present role, you brings a lot to these discussions. In the discussions you're having with the two parties, I mean, what you are involved in the Middle East, are they part of? You think they're all being considered too, with the huge? I mean, what I'm saying is something that I saw with my own eyes. I saw the people and so forth, but are these things being factored into these discussions you're having with the two parties?
Timothy, I like to really take the hat off from my head in this discussion. That's why we looking at the area of the propositions that we're putting forth. Yes, I'm an actor in my party. Yes, I'm working, but the party interests is first. The partisans' aspirations come first, and the democracy that we're all yearning for also come first. Look, we have lots of expertise in our parties. We developed our manifesto 3 years before elections. We developed our manifesto 3 years before the elections. And our manifesto, even Julius Jed on OKFM classified our manifesto as one of the best manifesto because we put a lot in it. We look at 3 or 4 different documents, 4 different governments. We look at mattress under the Tomalin regime. We look at the Green Revolution under Dual. We look at Vision 2030 under Ellie. We look at PAPD under President Weah. And then we as a text review, we read all of them and did analysis of all of them. And when the shortfalls were, we inculcated best international practices in our understanding of our manifesto. And when we decided to sell it to the Liberian people, it was already cooked. It was cooked such a way that we could have sell it much easier. But yes, we didn't win, but we have a lot of technocrats in our political institutions. Some of them are experienced working with the World Bank, with IMF. Some of them are experienced in working with the Ministry of Finance. Some of them are in national security. Some of them in diplomats. Some of them, just common business people, entrepreneur in our political institutions. Just by us sitting and negotiating with you, just ask the team of people who are interacting with us in this negotiation. We come there with expertise and experience, over 100 years of experience, people who've been working 25 years, 15 years, 10 years. And that kind of experience is not something that you can just get overnight. So when you talk about my personal experience, yes, I bring my personal experience, but the party itself was a government in waiting. That's why we recruited lots of qualified Liberians. That when we take state power, yes, we have qualified Liberians. We have to bring other Liberians as well on board to be able to deliver to the Liberian people. It is so good to have people who have expertise, who have experience, who have the education to deliver for the Liberian people. And I think if any government win, must be able to buy into that concept of our political manifesto. How do we get the best Liberian to put them in better position so they can deliver for the Liberian people? And I think that's what the All Liberia Coalition represents.
Okay, we have a few more minutes with you, so let me just use my time wisely, my time before the other guys come in.
Right.
Assume that your party endorses one of these parties. Which era you think you guys will be able to help them, like that the counties like? Which era, which county you think you will be able to be more effective? Your strength that will give them more votes as compared to in the first round. Which county you think you guys have your strength? I know you guys compete in all the counties, but there are certain counties that you guys.
We came third in Maserado.
Yes.
We also came third in Lofa. We also came third in Bon. You know, if you look at Nimba, we have number in Nimba. If you even have Magibi, if you look at Bapolo, we came fourth in Bapolo. You know, if you go to the southeast where we have numbers in southeast and other places, just go back and do the breakdown. The breakdown. There's no district in Maserado we didn't pick up vote. There's no county in Liberia we didn't pick up a vote. And as I said to you, our vote is a block vote. You know, so I think our help are going to come across the country. You know, even some of our partisans who, for obvious reason, they voted for other political parties who didn't make it to the second round. You know, if we come out in our endorsement and we decide to go and campaign along with any political institutions, I think those partisans who believe, or those well-wishers or sympathizers who believe in our philosophies, who believe that the party mean well for Liberia will join us on the bandwagon to get, you know, to welcome the endorsement process. You know,
guys, actually, you can ask him your last question before we take it with him.
Okay, Mr. Silla, let me just I'm going to deviate here a little bit regarding this whole endorsement thing. I want to know, from a broader scope, it appears to be that a lot of people see ACO as more of a Mandingo or a Muslim party. Are you guys doing anything to kind of, you know, wash off that perception that people have towards ACO? And if that is the case, what are you doing to hopefully diversify the entire institution so that it doesn't end up like other political parties in Liberia, like the Liberty Party, where people believe that it is the Bassa People Party, and now ACO is here. People are looking at ACO as more of a Mandingo or Muslim party. And I think it wouldn't be fair. We spoke about, you know, religion here. What are you guys doing to hopefully try to diversify the entire institution and to wash off that notion that ACO is indeed a Mandingo or a Muslim party?
well, my brother, if you know, when we talk about political inclusion, matter of fact, during the whole process, we had the most balanced political institution in the party that ran in these 2023 elections. Our standard bearer was a Muslim, a Mandingo. Our vice standard bearer is a Christian, Gola Bahame. That's that's the symbol of reconciliation in Liberia, or national healing in Liberia. You know what that means? It means that the two religions can coexist in Liberia. If you look at all of our people who ran on our ticket, we have 43 persons who run our ticket. 7% were Muslim. The rest of them were all Christians. Diversified political institution. If you look at all the other political institutions in Liberia, not a single political party choose a Muslim to run as a running mate. So what you're saying is that we did our work years back to be able to diversify our political institution to reflect all of the tenets of our tribes, our sex, our creed, and our religion, our tradition in our political party. So yes, people can say it, but we're also not going to shy away from our constituents and our base who believe in us. Every political party must have a base. Even in the US, the Democrat has a base, the Republican have a base. Every political party must have a base. And our base, yes, it could be the Muslim population, but notwithstanding, we are open to all Liberia. That's why we call the party the All Liberia Coalition Party. We're open to all Liberians. And even you that are asking questions, if you want to come to join the party tomorrow, you are most welcome. Honorable Matthew Tablo, who ran as our VSP, is a Christian from Bulakone Popak district, from Jenna Brown in Grand Tipmont County. I was standard bearer, Losuni F. Kamara, was born and raised in Bon County, Banga, Bon County. So we are more, in fact, in terms of the regional argument, we are the best. We were the best in this election. Yes, we didn't win, but we were the best in terms of reflections of Liberian and Liberian tribe in general. So yes, we are open, but we did our homework a long time ago. So yes, we have a base that believe in us, that think that we can advocate for their rights and their privileges in Liberia, and there's nothing wrong with that because every political institution is based.
Next person.
Mr. Sila, you guys are now in negotiation. How sure are you that the demand that you have put, the condition that you have set, how sure are you the party that you endorse are going to live up to that condition?
How sure am I?
Yeah.
Well, it comes out of the backdrop of the MOU and verbal commitment. And then if they don't do it, the public will be the judge. Because if you want to be president of Liberia, you will be a truth teller, or you'll be a truthful person. So if you don't, if you don't do what you agree to do, your governing process start over distrustfulness. And for us, I know some of these things are not enforceable, but we can remind you. There are many ways to remind people of their commitment, whether it's through letter, whether it's through, meeting, whether it's through the media, whether it's through someone who know you or whosoever. But the greatest one is that the public will be the judge if you fulfill some of the promises that you made. And every 6 years we have elections. So if you don't agree to some of them, if you don't do it, you agree to them, your party will be coming for elections in the next 6 years. You have a very heckly tax, of campaigning, especially when you did not, meet up with your commitment, because we'll remind you, and the partisans and the Liberian people will remind you.
Yes, Mr. Sila, this is Keff Hassan here. The tape I play you is your standard bearer. Listen to this tape. You familiar with this tape?
Oh man, Keith, I go so much standard bearer. Be asked you what kind of clip you watch, what kind of clip you don't watch.
No, but man, I didn't ask you if the man. I didn't ask you if the man now listen to it because I want to give it to him.
Yeah, well, push it on the table by all means.
No man, Keith, I put your CVC hat on.
I just want to know if the man now listen to him. That's all. That would be my question. That's it, my brother.
All right, man. Thank you, man.
Robert, who last question?
So here is the last question for me, right? Here's my question, and I don't want to box you because it seems like you're trying your best not to answer this question directly, which could possibly influence the decision. But here's my question though. I want you to answer this question from a personal note. Salah. Do you when you listen to that tape, right? Does it concern you? Yes or no?
I mean, the problem is, I just told you, committee going to review everything that was discussed, and then they're going to go back and take an informed decision. So you're not coming to bring your thing to our fat founding that was taken to. We have prepositions that we're looking at, and if the standard bearer deem it necessary or the National Executive Committee deem it necessary, then, it's all to them to what they have to do. But, we campaign on some of the things that we're raising, that we have raised to the two political parties,
Well, I want to say thank you. Look, we asked you to give your parting comments, but it's a pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you, and we look forward to having you in the coming days, especially as once you guys make an endorsement, we definitely show that you will come back and give the reasons why you decided to go which way your party would go. But I repeat, having you is very important. You play an important role. I know you want to wear that cap, but I know the role you play, and I know how much you bring. Well, how much you bring to these discussions. Because I know your strength. I know the person you are. So I mean, whatever decision Alcoa will make, you'll be part of that decision. That I can tell. I know for sure. You definitely. Yeah. So I know that. So but I want to say, but thank you very much, and you can give your parting comments to the people.
Well, I want to thank you so much and thank all of the panelists. I think you've been very good. I also want to thank all as the national campaign manager of ACO and head of Team Camara that transitioned the standard bearer to the campaign. I would just like to thank all our supporters. Thank you so much for voting us, for believing in our mantra, for campaigning along with us in the nooks and corners. We targeted 8 counties that were P1 counties in these elections that were able to get the vote out of. We anticipated to get about anywhere between 250 to 350,000 votes, but we didn't get them. But we campaigned vigorously in these 8 counties, and there was a reason for that. But I want to thank everybody who really voted us, who believe in Honorable Camara, who also helped us to get us where we are. I want to thank the national chairman, Ansu Dole, for our role that all of us have played. We have played to resuscitate the party from 18 years of coma to where we are now. We are in a very strong decision-making process for Liberia and for the party. The National Executive Committee of our party also, I want to thank them for the level of work over the years. We have worked very, very hard. We worked very hard to get our party. The party was at the point of getting decertificated at the court, at the civil law court. That's where we took this party from. With no office, with no staff. That's where we took this party from to bring it to the national scene. So I want to thank everybody their effort for giving us this opportunity to get the party and making our democracy so fruitful. Like we look at our negotiation, what we're doing in terms of our negotiation. No political party in the history of Liberia been able to go to this kind of negotiation with policy, policy argument. No political party. I stand to be corrected, or maybe I won't need to be challenged on that, but I don't think any political party been able to go in this negotiation with policy issue or legislative issue, not just in the interest of it partisan. So I want to thank you so much, Tomalin, for inviting me and your panelists. And God bless. I also apologize for my technical difficulties as well. Thank you.
Well, that's the voice of Ali Sila, the national campaign manager for the opposition All Liberian Party, ACOP. And, they came third in these elections. Fourth in these elections, just in the elections. I want to appreciate him. And we wish them well in the discussions, in the negotiation. But we believe that, like he said tonight, today is almost Wednesday in Liberia. I believe by Friday, definitely we'll know our composition. And the two parties can continue to just wish for which one will get the endorsement, because, like Peabody said, they are very crucial in the discussions. You saw when they launched, and besides that, like when the question that Lofa asked him, he brought a lot of light that they are diverse. It's true though, they are diverse, and they come across the entire country, and the counties that will be in play for this runoff, ACOP is is present there. They are visible, and they are you just cannot rule them out. And with the best party that will get them is up to them. But want to appreciate him. And guys, with the few minutes we have, let us uh, just give some analysis and about the runoff and where we are today, and we can make some progress. But I will start out with this. You know, um, I was just earlier in the program. I was telling the people that when we like today, most of the time we on social media, we are all there. People are just fussing. But today was interesting. Interesting today. We're at a place, Kari's restaurant, and I saw Eugene Nangbe was there, Zoga Wilson was there, Kofi Woods was there, Cole Bangalore was there, and the names I just called. They're all from the two parties that are in the race, and they were all interacting and shaking hands, cracking joke, having fun. But again, and then I told somebody, I told Muna for hours. I said, Muna, you see, the people on social media there, they hold the 14 one and 7. It's what happening here right now, right? People are here having fun, but we on social media, we go there, we start fighting each other and making all kind of stuff. But just to end, bring you guys on to also to chime in. Nobody should make a mistake that this election is not crucial. It's crucial, and everyone put in everything they have into these elections. As we say, it is the battle for the soul of this country. And make no mistake, you don't want to what you see happening all the time. People making all these statements. Oh, this will happen. This will happening. These are real endorsements I'm talking about. For instance, how can somebody make an endorsement and take an endorsement from Milton Tiaji? The man supporting the UP. He said that a big endorsement there. That's people don't really see it as a big endorsement. I mean, he just never won his election. He was just defeated. He was booted out from the Senate, and you think it's a big endorsement? It's not a big endorsement. These are the real endorsement. And before I came on the show, the CPP2 was in another meeting too. They have a new chairman, Chairman Oweshogu. He was one of the founding chairman of the CDC, and so forth. But at the end of the day, people will hear some surprises, but by Friday, I'm sure, by Friday, we'll have surprises. We'll hear all what will happen at the end of the day because, like Peabody said, we got 3 more days remaining, and everyone will finally make a decision. It's either now or never. And people are pushing. They are sitting on the fence. You can't be neutral now. You must take a position. You have a say in the politics for the future. You must take a position. But guys, you can weigh in.
Tomalin, let me start off with the statement you made about people fighting on the social media and all the different places. Vast majority of the people you see insulting other people or talking other people personally, the ones who don't have any idea as to what is even happening. Okay, you are privileged to more information than some of them, and the only thing they feel like the only thing they could do in their best interest is to attack other people in order for them to get the needed recognition. They feel like, okay, if I do that and you then respond to me, then somebody will acknowledge me. Then I'm the fighter, I'm the militant, I'm the this. But again, I guess this is the kind of mentality that we have been able to push to these young people with the idea of this whole militancy thing. You got to be a militant. You got to fight for somebody in order to prove your loyalty. Eventually, they will get to see the reality. They will learn, and hopefully, they will transform themselves and get with the game to know that politics was never meant to be, to create animosity. That is not what politics is. Okay, it's the exchange of ideas, agenda. What can you do to better your society, your country as a whole? But some of these young people have decided to fight themselves. As far as the endorsement, I'll say this to you though. Depending on right now, you have the CPP. I know folks are running around saying, "Well, the CPP didn't get much. They're less, 1%." Yet and still, those who are currently in the race, they are seeking that 1% endorsement. And then you look at Alco, who did it up to what, 3rd place? That tells you. So they are bringing a lot. They carry a whole lot of weight. And listening to what Mr. Sila just said here, obviously you can see that They have a lot that they're bringing to the table. We're not just giving you what you want. We are bringing our demand, and we are not just telling you. It's not a suggestion. It's a demand. You will have to live up to it because we will hold you accountable. Even though it is often known that in Liberia, political parties don't live up to their words. So, individuals in political parties don't do it. They are inconsistent. They say one thing today and then say something else tomorrow. But I think that it's going to be heavy, especially when these parties come up and make these endorsements. I'll tell you the fact that you can say however way you want to say it. Some are going to be dismissive of it, but the reality will show up after November 14th when people start to cast the ballots.
Tomalin, you said that Milton Tiaji endorse a party.
UP.
I can't. You know what I don't understand, and then everybody talk about trying to get on Mr. Costa and sell Mr. Costa and everything, but Milton Tiaji voted for everything in the Senate for the CDC.
Right.
Everything in CDC. He voted. He supported the president. Did everything. I don't think. But then people will get on Mr. Costa for endorsing the CDC, and and they will go on social media and say all kinds of things. But let me go back to that whole thing of folks coming together, you know, despite their political affiliation. You have people on Facebook who is writing, oh my goodness, I haven't seen a bitter stuff like I've seen on Facebook the last few days, the last few weeks, and they are saying all kinds of stuff. Saying this, accusing people, this person will die at such and such time. I mean, after this election, how will one look at his friend and brother for some of the most nasty comment that you make or to be friends again? How will you do that? Even if you don't win, how will you even go back to your friend, your brother, that you all hang out? We don't agree. We don't support the same thing. And that's one thing Liberia need to learn is to respect the view of other people. They don't have it. If I don't go on your side, then you insult me, you call me name and treat me like some fool and go about and even go in personal, my personal business, my personal life. You know, I mean, that is so sick. We must learn that yes, I can be A today, tomorrow I can be a B. You know, I can make a C in school today. The next time I can improve and make a B and see go back and see where I made a mistake. This person is not the right person for me. You know, sit down, eat together, and joke together. Why Ghana and other countries now are known for are some of the best country in West Africa when it comes to democracy. Because Ghanaians have their view, they'll fight, they'll do everything, but after the election, they respect the result, they respect the view of other people. Everybody don't have to agree, but I go out there and do something. Oh, I'm surprised at you. That you even go there and do that. Oh, I'm sorry, you bought. Only because it's not your side. Oh, he bought. They already buy them. You know what people say about us on this coaching argument platform? Oh, they are bought. They already sold out. They already dead. But they forget about other places to go. You see a thing written in red. The crime is written in red, but yet and still you come to other people and insult them and call them criminal, and they are so on things. I think Liberia need to understand. I hope that after the election, Liberia will unite and come together. But I think our schools and other places is a time that we start to teach tolerance and to be objective when it comes to certain issue and things like that. It's not about getting in the street and fighting each other and somebody see blood on you. That it means that, oh yeah, you are freedom fighter, you this, you that. But the fact is, Liberia must accept the fact, and in the next few days, endorsement will take place. We'll see what will happen, and let's see how much force these people will bring on board. I won't think about government until he's the people sound accountable to him for being very corrupt, stuff like that. But I don't understand. But again, he made his change. That's a decision. He decided to go who he wants to go with, stuff like that. But I'm not going to blame him on that. But yeah, I hope that the next 14 days, things will happen, and we're going to see uh, November 14th. It will be the end of it. That's just two political parties. The Liberian people will have to decide who they want to go.
Before the other two guys come in, as I told you earlier, I thought we would have get some breaking news, but I just got a message. The CPP just entered a Zoom and they say the decision, from what they tell me, no decision yet. That's what I just got. So they just entered a Zoom and they have not come to a decision yet. So perhaps there are still some sticky issues that's still in the ways. But again, I believe by Friday we'll know from the both parties where they stand.
Wow.
Yeah, go ahead, guys. We got exactly 18 more minutes, so let us use it wisely.
Robert, you want to go or are you sure?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go. Look, I think that the interview was good. I I wish that I wish he was able to really answer some of the questions directly, but I understand why he could. But I can predict right now though. Based on what I know, based on um, both parties, they may not be the perfect parties, but I think I would predict on record that I think they will endorse the incumbent. I think they will endorse George Weah. One, because I think that over the years, the president and CDC have really made a connection with the Muslim community. We've seen that over the years with partnership. The president have been to mosques, and within the government, some of the close allies are Muslims, right? And so I think that they will endorse CDC, but it will be interesting to see what happens after the endorsement. And so we will see exactly what happened. Also, with regards to this, I also think though that I think as a country we should come to a place where we understand what brings us together more so than what divides us. And I think what brings us together more so than what divides us is what are our common interests. We all want to see a better country. We all want to see a better Liberia, where every single Liberian, irrespective of your creed, irrespective of your ethnicity, your religious affiliation, all Liberians should be accorded equal rights under our constitution. And none of us, doesn't matter our education level, none of us are more Liberian than the other, right? And that's the country that I envision. That's the country that I want to see, right? That inclusiveness. So I think for once, I'm a Christian. I'm not a crazy religious person, but I believe in God. I believe in the Son of God, right? I'm a Christian, but I also believe in and respect my Muslim brothers, right? Some of my closest friends are Muslim, as you all know. Glasgow is like a brother to me, right? And so I think that we have got to come to a place where we respect all Liberians, irrespective of their religious affiliations and religious belief. And I don't think it will hurt us as a country, our principal foundation, if we legislate a religious holiday in our country. I don't think it's a bad idea, and I do agree that it will reconcile and definitely connect, unite us as a country. With regards to this whole insults and politics, the way we run our politics, my brother, is just sad. I don't understand why we can't disagree without being disagreeable. I don't understand why we can't say, look, let's fiercely discuss, let's fiercely, talk about the path that we would like to see our country without insulting other people or without creating enemies. The reason why these negotiations are going on, Tomalin, is because, I mean, quite frankly, a lot of these partisans and a lot of these party executives and this. This is the reason why it's so difficult for some people to support the other, because things have been said, things have been done, people have been insulted, people have been disrespected. But politics does not have to be that way. We can agree to disagree, and we can still go out there and have dinner together. We can still go out there and wish each other the best of luck. We can still celebrate each other excellence. This is the Liberia that I want to see. And so I'm not surprised to see those guys out there shaking hands and and, and talking to each other. This is what it is. But those regular folks that are on social media, the ones that are struggling to pay their bills and find food for their families. They've got to change the way that they engage, right? Because the politicians that you are dying for, the politicians that you are burning bridges for, they know each other. They are connected, and there's certain lines they won't cross. And I think all of us should conduct ourselves that way. So I look forward to the endorsement and see exactly what they go. But I can predict that I think that they will endorse CDC.
Keff.
Okay, I'm not going to close. I'm just going to use this caller to close for me. I'm not going to close. He just wants to say, go ahead, caller.
Yeah, good evening, guys. This is Abraham Conner, man, calling from the state of New Jersey. Listen, guy, great topic, man, and the guest, I know he was diplomatic on a lot of issues, but you guys tried to corner him, but yesterday he said what he said because he's still in a discussion. But listen, the sensitivity of the topic, especially the video that was played by Kev, it need not to be underestimated. By the way, I'm a Muslim, and I take offense into everything when it comes to the denigrating my religion. But especially the originator of that video, who happens to be Vice President Boakai, we need not take it lightly. The history of Vice President Boakai need to come on the spotlight. He was Vice President for 12 years. Ladies and gentlemen, under my voice here tonight, show me one video that Vice President Boakai have ever identified with the Islamic community. You have a president that at the commencement of the campaign, he visited the Black Junior Mosque, he visited the Benson Street Mosque, and he went out and about. He have never shied away from identifying with my community. I'm not trying to be a religionist or whatever it is, but I'm just speaking the facts as it is. Trust me, I graduated from a Catholic institution, and I'm not an Islamic fundamentalist, neither a religious fundamentalist. But it's important when things happen, it be spoken. You equally have a vice presidential candidate, and then, of course, Prince Johnson. They have definitely have stated on numerous occasions how they try to get rid of the Latino community and Islam community in Nimba County. My people, it's about time that those things come to the spotlight and be spoken forcefully. Our people fought for our religion in our country, especially the western part of Liberia. My grandfathers and others fought for it. And today we have it in Liberia. It needs to be respected. If you have a statement, an octogenarian that have lived for 80 years, and he made a statement about 6 years ago, and he have not mustered the courage to be apologetic about it, anything he says right now, it would just be like political correctness, and it's not from his heart. He's telling you who he is and what he intends to do. So I cannot sit by without speaking up. So it's important that I add my voice to it. So whatever the Islam community doing in Liberia, be it Madingo, Pelo, whatever it is, they need to factor in what was stated by Vice President Boakai is nothing to be taken lightly. And the fact that there is a history of Prince Johnson against the Islamic community, even at the point that he's a senator, today he's telling you that the likes of Musa Belete is going to bring in jihadist money in Limba. It should say a lot, ladies and gentlemen. But let me not take your time, man. Thanks for the show.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you.
That was a powerful statement, though. He highlighted a whole lot of things that it's not going to be ignored. The voters from the the Islamic community, I don't think it's going to be ignored. I won't be surprised if the next few days, that video is actually on every platform. Because
apart from the video, he made a very strong point here.
Yeah.
Since this campaign, Joe Biden has not visited any mosques. He has not visited any of the mosques in the different areas to assure them. I know he's a Christian. He's a deacon in Athe Baptist Church. That's why myself, I'm a Christian. But that religious tolerance and you say you want to be there for everybody, be a Muslim, be a atheist, or you have to visit. Even President Salih at some point visited the mosque as well. assuring these people that you are also the president for the Muslim, you are president for the Christian, you are president for everybody, but you did not visit anyone, and that shows when if he takes over, it shows that the Muslim community will not even be recognized. They will not even form part of his agenda, and they are all Liberians.
Guys, before we leave, man, let me say this. Today, the trending issues in the town were, all over today. The trending issues in the town were this, and maybe you can weigh on it. I think some Unity Party people were. If I think they were not happy that when they talk the issue between the issue between about what Costa said, money was paid for by Stanton and so forth. I think they are saying that he shouldn't have said he by him saying that he paid money to for UP. It's not a good thing for them, and they were all grumbling. But I said with some of them today, they were all grumbling and so forth because it feels like he was like funding the entire campaign based on what he said.
He said that he paid for the headquarters.
Yeah, and I think they're not happy. Most of them are not happy with that because it's like you put them in a situation where you saying that
he said, who Stanton funded.
But look to me. There was another co-host on that show who came up and said that people.
But I thought, by the way, I thought the UP would have come out strongly to say, I mean, because you put somebody one of the top just said you should come out strongly to say, look, nobody give up 1 cent, nobody money came to them, but to just be started on it, people are saying that.
But Tomalin, here's the thing, though.
For today, go ahead. Yeah,
I don't think these guys are being censored from distancing themselves or trying to come out here and rebuke that statement from Stanton to let the public know. Look, no, we are not being funded. Our campaign is not being funded by Stanton Weatherspoon. But I think we spoke about this thing on numerous occasions. The fact that the Unity Party is willing to go in there with any and everybody. Okay, this is the institution that told us. Okay, this is an institution of integrity. Honorable Boycott is supposed to be Mr. Clean Hands. Okay, taking all of these things into consideration, but yet and still, he's openly associating with an indicted criminal, a federal criminal. Okay, for that matter, Honorable Boycott is not distancing. Matter of fact, he sat on the platform with this man to raise funds.
But just yesterday, they were raising money there again.
There you go. So what are they getting upset about? What is upsetting about this whole thing? You agree to be with it. This is just all charade. Okay, they're just doing it to play it out. But the reality is, you're not going to sit here and benefit from this.
The Unity Party will get upset, just to get upset somewhere else. They will never come out and dispute that. I dare them to dispute that because you know what? It's a fact. He take care of them. You know that. It's a 100% fact.
That's true.
He take care of okay? And that was true. That true Costa instrumentality. That true Costa. That true Costa. That Costa did all that 14 and help.
I was mentioned that a 50,000 were giving.
Everything that true Costa.
Yeah.
Costa
the
helped.
50,000 were giving to JIT according to stand up and the money. He said it.
And the thing is that the thing is that people are saying they have been silent. You can't like Nova said.
Dare them to come and dispute.
Let me ask you a quick question, right? Tomalin, even if they decided not to be silent, what are they going to say?
Yeah.
No, we didn't get his money.
But you come and say, look,
will show all these things because the rabbi spend our money. He will show everything, and he will show it.
But a lot of people I know were in that party can't come out to talk because Stanton will go after them about how much money he gave them. Senators, I know.
There you go.
Senators, I know other that are with them that can't come out to talk because Stanton will go after them. So they all quiet. In fact, Some of them didn't even want to go on the show, but he threatened it.
Or
and
even
then-
Darius DeLong when
you know it,
spend
bro.
a little
I'm not saying no.
Even, yeah, you're not saying. I'm saying it. I'm saying it because again, I'm privileged to this information. Even Darius DeLong. Remember at one point when you guys were on the show, when you guys were on Spoon Talk, Darius DeLong claimed that he boycotted the show. He was never going to show up on the show again. All right. Eventually, what happened? He came running back. Look, the issue of integrity, people think is a joke. You sit out here and play around with it. Everybody want to blink. And again, when they benefited from Costa's rent, okay, when he had the wedge being thrown at the CPP, everything that was being done, they didn't come out to actually speak against it. But now that he actually made his mind, they said, look, you know what? I'm no longer going to be the guy you just run around with. I will stand up for what I want to do. All of a sudden, he becomes the bad guy. You see people running all frustrated. Hold on. Do you really think everybody just have to submit to what you want? And you're using this issue of guilt for the love of Liberia, so everybody should submit and come and support the Unity Party. If you don't support the Unity Party, then you're unpatriotic.
I know a female senator that benefited a lot too. Got a lot of money.
You see?
I know a female senator that is carrying the name of somebody other name.
And one thing too,
got a lot of money.
I know some people say that, course, I don't have any effect on what happened. It's a joke. And I can say this though. I can tell you this. Lofa, I can tell you this for a fact. If the election is held today, I will say this again. If it's held today, CDC wins the presidency. I've been clear with you. I've been clear. So people, I'm telling you true story. What I can say, I'm telling you from what I know. Election is held today, CDC wins the presidency. And CDC, they are working. And I'm telling you, if anybody thinking that in their rightful mind that the thing is that when I hear them say, oh, this one, about the country, about this one, about that one. So the question is, so the 804,000 plus people have voted for CDC too, they are like the rest of what? You say you do for the country's sake. What country's sake to now? And honestly, if election is held today, I'm saying it again, CDC wins the presidency. I'm telling you from what I know, so what's happening. And
but Tony, there is somebody right now from the UP who went on the air. Went on social media, accusing Mr. Athe Jackson talking about he working in cleaning poo and stuff like that. That have now upset a lot of the UP members who are sending their money that work in nursing home facility or facility that send money to help their own party, and you are not talking about people working in poo factory or people doing this and doing that, cleaning people and stuff like that. Now you are upsetting members from your own party who are doing the same job and sending money to Liberia. People got to be careful the things they say, stuff like that, But I think the guys are ready to go. I think. Right?
All right, man. Thanks, guys.
Tomorrow is tomorrow is the graduation for the African Methodist Episcopal University. Having their graduation tomorrow in Royceville, and my niece is graduating. Patience Dolo will be graduating for a bachelor's degree in business management. I want to congratulate her. And right now, my sisters and they're all preparing for the graduation, cooking and so forth for the graduation party tomorrow.
Well, you have a party tonight,
and then the following night. The following day will be holiday, Thanksgiving Day in Liberia. And I know I'm a big Kima. I don't know yet. I'm a big Kima. I hope I'm a big Kima for the Thanksgiving. I don't know all about these elections. We are following the elections carefully. But from what I see, don't overlook anything. Guys, the politics on Facebook is there for what we see on the ground. And to be honest with you, before I leave, guys, Lofa and Peabody, let me tell you something. Yeah. Most of the people you see that, and most of the people I see that talking for the Unity Party, they are not in the country though. And that's one of the things they have when it comes to people that are having the voice on, they're really making the mark on on social media. And when I see them on Facebook say, I endorse the one, and they're talking. You have your endorsement, your writing have no impact on the people on the ground. Okay, the people on the ground are making a decision here. Okay, I'm not saying everything is fine, but the people on the ground make their own decision, and the people too, they are not. And one thing, that have played to the advantage of CDC is that they run off the message that they are now saying no. In fact, on Thursday, we have 4 months physicians who have been away. They will be coming on the show. They come to play support again, coming to realign. They are coming back. The former chairman of CDC, former how do you call him? The former mobilization chairman. They all, Woody Wilson, former chairman, they are coming. They are back, and they say they will not sit down for this runoff. They are going to be involved now. They're coming back strong. And look, don't overlook it, man. These guys are not prepared to say we'll surrender. No way. They are about to put everything they have into this thing, and it won't be easy. So don't matter what you see people writing, guys. Look for your platform. Look, it's important to have a platform. It's good people see you guys, listen to you guys all over the place, and that's what's happening. Not too much writing on Facebook. It doesn't matter. People can write for the right when they write one post. 500 person come there and like it, and it's in the auto. Yeah, oh, now what happened though? You better impact. And that's what we see happening. But guys, give your party comments and we can call your day.
I got to run.
Yeah.
I got to go to my daughter's game, so I got to run. But it was a great show, and Tomalin, we're looking forward to being part of that, the election. But let me say this: like people who, like you said, people who just go on Facebook, write and cause a stir. Some that have never been home to race, or some that have done nothing, and they just sit back and just talk nonsense. This thing is not about talking. It's about actually getting the numbers, getting the money to the folks who need the pool washer and places. And what I'm saying is only CDC I see that is really, really out there. I see my friend Side Joseph is campaigning all over Monserrata County.
And he got Monserrata on his, man, he's moving.
Yeah, everybody. So it's not about insulting your people. It's not about insulting the people that support you and call them the cleaning poo-poo or something like that in America. It's about you being more proactive, because some of those people that have the money they live on, and their history that over billions of dollars go home every year in remittance from Nigerians. And I think that's a big insult to people who try to make a living in this country, that come here and get a job, or maybe some of them. I think I haven't been here that long, so everybody have to start from somewhere, then rather get it out there. So, but to me, it was a great show. I'll be in touch, guys. You take care.
Yeah. So let me just say again, like you said, it was a great show, and let me not keep Henry here. I know he got to run off, and I know it's late back home. So thanks for the time, my brother. Continue to do what you're doing, and we appreciate you. And your contribution always. Tomalin, be safe out there. We will be back here again tomorrow.
Thank you, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you happy to hold this stuff down. Let's carry it to the wire. Liberia needs all of us. They need to hear from us. And every time you take your time to come on, it means a lot to the people. People listen to you. And tomorrow they will ask again the same question. But again, thank you so much. And our viewers, thank you. And let's keep praying for Liberia and wish a successful and peaceful election runoff. Herman Jala, talk to you, brother. Thank you, brother. Henry, you're muted. People can hear you, Henry. Nobody hearing you.
To the guys that are Hard FM, 107.9 for relaying this program. Athe FM Nimba, 106.9, and the 36 community radio stations for reading the closing argument. Many thanks to the technical team here at Athe FM 96.1 for always making it a duty to form part of the production. So far, on behalf of the team, my name is Henry Jara, at the bottom of behind the camera. This is our cordial day, and we join you back tomorrow for another fascinating edition here on the closing argument. So bye for now, end.
We cry for peace.